Trump's back. Trump is back. Round 2. 4 more years. Hey. Man, there's always going to be haters, whatever it is. And people always mad about this and that and this. But there's always, like it is all the time, there's going to be negative to everything. If he does something right, they're going to find something wrong to not like it. But we're just going to watch some multiple clips. And let's see what these people are talking about, man. Because I know a lot of people, especially the liberals and all that, they're pissed off. They're pissed off. Man, let's see. All right. Ready? Oops. Did you vote for Trump? If you did, thumbs up like this. If you didn't, hit in the comments why not, Well, it did both sides. If you did or did not, I'm curious. What did you did? Who did you vote for? If you don't want to, you have the right to not say anything, But anyway, let's go.
The golden age of America is coming.
$10. Inauguration 2025, making history for many reasons.
It's bone-chilling cold, man. I can't.
Minus 11 degrees Celsius, forcing the inauguration inside the Capitol Rotunda, where 600 could see it live. Thousands more stood on the National Mall.
Let us remember.
Watching the oaths on their phones and seeing government change.
I think not being in the minority of...
Am I right, though? He did like 100 passes or whatever right there. He did yesterday 100. Just in one day, I'm like, dang. Already starting to stop the stuff from the border and all that. Dang.
I think not being in the minority
like,
of
man, I'm mad.
As far as
mad
politically, it feels good to be able to say, yes, we're bringing back things that make sense.
Tim Wasson is thinking ahead for Vice President J.D. Vance.
Everything I've read and everything I believe in my heart believes 4 years from right now, he'll be our next president.
Andrew Danoon brought his whole family here, despite voting independent all his life.
I voted both sides of the aisle, libertarian a lot, but a lot of the policies and things that Trump speaks about kind of endears us, as a family.
It's a good time for us to start having discussions in our house about, I don't want to enforce my beliefs on my children, but I want to explain to them why I feel maybe more conservative on this aspect or why I feel more liberal on that aspect.
Since their marching in the parade was canceled, this choir from Louisiana roved around the capital city. Among the flurry of revisions that occurred Friday because of the weather, one thing didn't change: security. There are 25,000 law enforcement officers in this town, and the 48 kilometers of fencing still stands. Supporters crowded closed checkpoints at the arena where President Donald Trump was to speak to a crowd of 20,000. Many of them had left behind backpacks and purses to be allowed in.
It doesn't matter, Trump's the president now, so everything's all right.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly.
Hey, but man, another 4 years with Trump. See what happens. All the things he's doing already, just like under 24 hours he did. It's like, dang, already? He ain't playing that at all. And, just 24 hours, even before that too, for the last 2 months, people was already pissed off anyways. So you could do something right, and they're going to find something, whoa, some, this and this. It's like, I guess, man. Like, can you just wait for to listen and see his sides or the other side? It's hard to have both sides. Like I said, going right there to the Democrat side, I'm telling you, when I got injured, I was listening to CNN and all those other ones right there, and other people that's Democrat friends and stuff, or not friends, but yeah, friends. I can say friends and other people like that. They always talk negative all the time to him, and then to me, I was believing it the whole time, and then I started thinking by myself. I'm like, okay. Let's remember me when I was a little kid, okay? Trump right there, he had multiple shows, movies. He's like in little clips in it. Little Rascals, Home Alone. I think it's Home Alone 2. He's in Prince of Bel Air. He's in other stuff like that. And now he just came over there that he's a racist. He's this and that, this and that. I don't know, man. I don't know where it came from, but that's what happens when if you when it goes into politics. That will switch you that way, and it's always been like that to anybody. All right, so let's keep going.
solemnly swear.
The first indoor inauguration in 40 years. More security than any inauguration.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, a president serving non-consecutive terms. And at 78, he is the oldest president.
Dang.
All now inauguration history. Carolyn Persutti, VOA News.
I feel it's gonna be way more. It's gonna be way more like comfortable to go around. Because sometimes when I walk, like I said, ever since when the whole year it was shut down in California, I used to walk right there after I work out. It was like over 2 miles, 2.5 miles to walk back because I have my recovery. I'm trying to get my legs better and stronger. So I want to walk. I always try to walk like 3 miles. I think like 4 to 5 times a week. And if you go from one side, there's a freeway, and at the time it was all right. You don't see nothing. Plus, it's like a middle up class in that time. We're on that way. I don't live that one, but it's like just keep going straight. In that freeway, a lot of homeless, man, a lot of homeless, and I don't. To me, I'm my whole right side is shut down. I'm my other hand is not like my left side. My right hand is like this. So if one of those like homeless person that's on drugs and they attack me, what am I gonna do to me? Like if I'm not injured, I know what I could do. But to me, I could probably can too because I did martial arts my whole life. I know what I'm doing, but at the same time, I don't want to put me in that kind of way, in a bad spot because something will get happen. And man, okay. So now it got bad walking around the town and stuff, man. It's already bad already, but it got worse for a while. And now let's make everything's all clean and everything, all that kind of stuff. So all right, let's keep going. This is a new one now. All right, let's all about the border now. The border is a big thing.
Joining me now, I have Lieutenant Chris Olivares with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Lieutenant, it's always good to see you. To Mills's point, President Trump signed a slew of these border orders last night. At my count, more than 10. How quickly does that change things on the ground for you and other border leaders?
Good morning, Mark. Great to be with you. Of course, I think we saw that yesterday with some of those executive orders, especially with the cancellation of the CBP One app, how effective it was that same day. So I do foresee that we are going to see changes just immediately. We're seeing it right now on the border right now, of course, with some of these executive orders. But, going back to some of these executive orders designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and also the mass deportations. I think that in itself obviously it's going to take some time as this process goes on, but
Yeah.
we are seeing some of that immediate change just based off that CBP One app, which was allowing over 900,000 plus migrants to enter the United States inadmissible. The fact that the outgoing administration was using mass parole to actually facilitate the CBP One app and the release of migrants into the country, that in itself is going to be a huge factor and decreasing the flow of migration at the border.
And Lieutenant, let me just, to your point.
Dang, just right there said that many thousands of people just at 24 hours or something. Maybe it's before that because that I think like a month, all the people trying to steal things right there from stores and all that. Cops been undercover cops right there. Kind of a lot of people right there, especially in California. Man, I'm gonna lie. I went right there to multiple like Target or some other places from the last couple of years. I seen some people just grab like a couple things and just walk out. I'm like, dang, just walk out like that. And hey, I'm like, man, loser. It's like, man. And then when you go right there to Target, or if you go to another store right there, you trying to get some Under Armour or something like that. I don't know, anything easy things like that. Shaver cream, anything, it's all closed. It's like locked and everything. You have to tell somebody. It's like, dang, man. But if you go to different different towns or cities that it's more like cleaner or people don't have that kind of stuff or different states. I've been to a couple states, of course, the last a couple years, and they don't have that kind of stuff. But it's like, man, come on, are you like that freaking like a loser like that? You're just gonna come over there and just steal something like that? It's like I don't even want to kick at people like that too. It's like, man, like if we're gonna go eat a place and people just walk out and without doing nothing, it's like, come on, why'd you go there then, bro? Dude, get a job then. Do something. Earn your money. Don't just steal some stuff. Anyway, let's keep going.
List off a couple more of these orders from the laundry list that we saw signed last night, declaring a national emergency at the border, stopping catch and release, reinstating remain in Mexico, resuming border wall construction, designating cartels as global terrorists. What more do you want to see here in the coming days, sir?
Mark, I think that in itself is really something that we were looking for from the very beginning. I know Governor Abbott had, provided a letter, back in 2022 to the outgoing president about what changes we needed on the border. And that was one of them, was actually designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, infrastructure, and the fact that we need to actually go back and follow the rule of law, federal law, too, that would help decrease the flow of migration. Of course, we didn't see that in the last 4 years, but now with some of these executive orders, I think it's going to help us in Texas and, of course, law enforcement across the border slow that flow of migration and focus on the needs of the country, and that is, border security, public safety threats, national security threats. I think it's going to give us more time now to actually do that. And the fact that now we have an ally with the federal government working together, it's really going to be more beneficial to us as, state law enforcement to actually focus more on border security and actually have the help from the federal government.
What more have you been told about these mass deportations, Lieutenant? Now that Trump is back in office, this was one of his biggest campaign promises. Have you been given any more guidance as to when that's going to start or what that's going to look like on the ground?
We have not, Marky. At least our role as a state police agency in Texas, we have not received any guidance as of yet from the governor or from our agency how we're going to play a role in that. But I think, if anything, our focus is to focus on public safety threats. We want to focus on criminals that have committed crimes, that are currently in our Texas jails, that are here illegally, that have committed crimes. We want to focus on those individuals and have them removed, something that we've been doing for years, nothing really different for what we've been operating in Texas. But I think now really gives us more leverage, gives us more authority now working with the federal government to focus more on those public safety threats. So it still remains to be seen exactly what role we're going to play when it comes to mass deportations, but I'm sure we'll see some guidance in the coming days or coming weeks.
Lastly, before I let you go, Lieutenant, the Laken Riley Act was passed by the Senate last night. It now heads to the House, where it will likely pass as well, then to the president's desk. Of course, she was the Georgia nursing student who was heinously murdered at the hands of an illegal migrant. And I think a lot.
I didn't get to see that whole story about that, to be honest, though. If you guys know about the story, hit the link right there if you can. I just seen it, but I didn't read it or seen the whole thing about it. But dang, man.
Of Americans
That's
are saying,
crazy.
okay, if this is put in place, what protections are in it for me and my family? How will this protect Americans everywhere?
Well, I think it focuses more on those, criminal migrants that have committed crimes, maybe not violent crimes, but the fact that they've committed misdemeanor crimes, thefts, that would actually lead to a much larger result of committing more violent crimes. And we're able to actually hold those individuals accountable when they commit some of these minor crimes and get them removed. That would serve to be beneficial to anyone in the country right now. We know that the killer of Laken Riley, he committed a minor act of committed a crime that was not really was considered a misdemeanor, and then led to a violent criminal felony, which actually took the life of Laken Riley. So I think that in itself will help preserve some of that and help protect American people. But also it goes back to the policies that are in place right now on top of the Laken Riley Act. I think it actually gives some type of reassurance to the Laken Riley family and also those in the country right now that we actually will have some accountability for those that commit crimes, even if they're not violent crimes, that are in the country illegally.
I know Americans everywhere are watching, and it's a new day down at the border with a new sheriff in town. Lieutenant Chris Oliveras, thank you so much, as always. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Man, they ain't playing at all. Snap, went there quick with that, huh? Hey, you go like this. Hey. Man. That is crazy. It's not crazy, but I think that there's rules for everything. That's why when I talk to people, it's hard to have a conversation with people because like, oh, well, illegal. Oh, this country is from illegal. Everything's right there. Blah, 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 this and this. Oh, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. You're talking about what? 100 years ago, 200 years ago, some stuff like that, when it was still getting, like, it was still getting built, the country. And 3, 4 years ago, they're going against the British, and went this, and then California and all that West Coast, and now it's over there, and got bigger and all this, and then it started getting built bigger and bigger and all that. But people just don't want to. They just wanted to say, well, this used to be something. This their land. Well, it's not no more, man. It's not the more. You're talking like when you're a little kid, it was still where it is right now. Maybe your great grandkids or something like that, or great grandkids, maybe it was like that, but you don't know nothing about that. That's crazy. People really think about that. And they really just want to just argue and just say that right there. Just like people right there, they're like, oh, well, illegal right there, this and this. Well, everybody should be able to come in. Well, isn't there? It, okay, to go inside, that's why I ask people, if somebody to go into your house, do you want a person to knock the door and you could say yes to let them in or no? Or do you want someone just to jump your fence and go on your back and chill like that, or just go in your house without telling you, just comes in? Or, there's rules, right? Or you have your land. That's your land. Okay? Now, yes, for you to come right there is rules for anybody. And I said this multiple times, man. Like, to me, when I was around 8 years old, first time I went to Canada. I went to Canada, and dude, it was really actually hard to go in Canada because I used to do karate competitions, and I used to go to Vancouver, well, one time a year all the time, and into a karate competition. And it's hard for some people, they didn't let them in because they had a DUI. A DUI. And then they're like, oh, I didn't have a DUI for like 10 years. They still don't care. They said, no, that's their rules. Okay? That's their policies. That's what they did. They don't let you in. Okay? And if they found out with that, other countries like that too, man. There's other countries that if you just go there illegally, like jump the fence or something right there, they don't know who you are. And some people's like, well, if you're already here, you should already come in. Are you here like in the right way though? Or is the tax dollars gonna come for the people or what? What it is? Just like it's talking about into Mexico. And Mexico and stuff. Yeah, people that's going from Mexico always jumping all the time. It's been like that for years. I understand, right? But that's doing it illegal way. It's like over 60% from the cartels, from drugs. It's going from like sex trafficking for minors, like 12 to 16. And how can you know if a person is doing it illegal way that they're a good person? Why don't you do it legal? Do it the right way. I know it takes a while, but that sucks, man. But that's what it is. It's like for anything else, bro. And it's just I don't understand why people just really mad and stuff about it. It's like, dude, there's rules from anything. Okay, like to me, if I'm doing some kind of like a wrestling, right? Let's say if you're doing like high school, you're doing a wrestling and everything, and then you have to do like a weight. Okay, there's weight class. Okay, if a person that's at like maybe at like 120, as a person is gonna freaking like wrestle to like a 200 pounds guy, no, cause there's a rule right there. Cause that dude at 200 pounds is gonna freaking probably like slam that dude and kill him. That's what it is. I had another person, okay, cause like I know a lot of things from karate though, right? I do weight class from karate. I did all the way from young until I'm 17. Then I stopped competing. But anyways, I have somebody else. He was in Team USA for years, and one time they did sparring right there, getting ready for internationals, and a light person was like sparring for a heavyweight, and this person that's a lightweight, he got swept by the heavyweight because I guess he came up with a punch him, and the guy he got him, and the heavyweight just sweeped him. If you know how to sweep, he sweeped him. And he did it so fast because he has like freaking 60, 70 pounds on him. And he hit him right there into his neck, got paralyzed. Okay? Now that's why you do that kind of stuff right there. You have to have rules all the time. There's everything like this, bro. People know there's no rules. There's rules in everything in life, man. So stop all that. that stuff. But anyways, I'm going about some little yapping a little bit, but it makes a little sense, right? All right, man. Hit me in the comments. Tell me what you think about this, man. Like, subscribe, show love. All right, peace.